Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get into this. In my opinion, if you're a new gardener, 3 plants, I feel you absolutely need to be growing. Ginger, turmeric, garlic. You want to know why? I done said this in the previous 2 videos. This little tickle in my throat, this little ginger tea with this turmeric and this honey and lemongrass. Oh, get you some lemongrass. Get you some lemongrass. Y'all need to be growing that. Y'all need to be making y'all some tea. Because all you got to do is dry the stuff. And if you ain't got no food processor, you got to blend it. You put it in a Ziploc bag and beat the hell out of it with a skillet. Anything to crush it up. Anything. And make you some tea. I'm telling you now, this stuff is working. I'm coughing this stuff up out of me. But anyway, that's probably y'all probably want to hear that. That's probably TMI, too much information. But I just want to tell you, garlic easy to grow, turmeric easy to grow, ginger easy to grow. If you're having problems, get down in the comment section and ask me. And hell, I give you some tips. But this is working. I'm talking about I ain't even finished the cup yet. But anyway. Oh, and there's some honey in here too. Anyway. So, expanding off what I was just saying before, I think a big hurdle that you're gonna have beginner gardening is being too hard on yourself. So I want y'all to work real hard when you're in the garden. Don't be so hard on yourself. If you are a perfectionist and you think that, oh, I have to be perfection, I can't make any mistakes, I'm telling you right now, stop going and don't even try it, just cancel it. You're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna kill stuff, but nobody's gonna arrest you over killing some plants that you planted. Just in case you didn't know that, there's no laws against you planting something and you kill it. They won't come get you. They won't shame you on social media, less than you shame yourself and put it on social media. They're not gonna do all that. So y'all don't be afraid to make mistakes, but the main thing you need to do is you need to learn from your mistakes. Okay? If you're not learning from your mistakes, what the hell are you making them for? That's what they're there for. Mistakes are there for you to learn from. Your life is not going to be flawless. You're not going to be perfect. And that's just that. So throw that out the window and be done with that. A lot of this anxiety and all of this stuff, it comes from you trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. You ain't gonna never get there. So what's the purpose? You waste the energy on that. Put some energy towards something that you can actually do, which is you can learn new things. You can try new things. You can grow new things. You can grow as a person by doing all of those things. See what I'm saying? So put your energy on something that you can do instead of trying to be perfect. Don't cry with that woe is me business. When it comes to gardening and I make a mistake, I learn from it and I quickly move on. And the reason why I quickly move on is because sometimes people have a tendency to dwell on negativity. We kind of have a super negative society, and that's not a good thing. It's not a healthy thing. So let's not dwell on the negative. Let's learn, do better, move on. Okay? So that's the main thing you really gonna have to get up under your belt, is how to, just get over mistakes that you are going to make. It's not like if I make mistakes, it's when. You know what I'm saying? It's when. So that's gonna be a good thing for you to do. Now, we've talked about getting your plants and what you should be doing, once you get your plants planted. But let me say this. Also, be familiar with what are some of the common pests for whatever you're trying to grow. For instance, it makes no sense for you to grow a tomato and you don't know that the tomato hornworm exists. You should know that exists. And you should also know how to combat that in your garden, however you see fit to combat it. Whether you're going to check your plants every day and pluck them off, Whether you're going to spray your plants with something like BT or spinosad, which is a biological, it's not a poison, it's a biological, to where when the worms eat it, it kills them. It only affects worms, does not affect bees, it don't affect none of that. It only affects worms. Whether you're going to do that, or are you the type that's going to use straight poison? You need to know all of that. You need to know. It makes no sense for you to grow any type of brassica, and if you don't know what a brassica is, you need to look that up. And I'm going to throw this in here. What you need to be doing is, if you don't know some of these terms and don't know what they are, pause. If you're watching somebody and they say something you don't know that, pause and look up and see what that is, so you can learn. Okay? Because you don't need to just be listening to somebody and you don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Now, you also need to know what type of fertilizer are you going to use. Are you going to use organic fertilizers? Are you going to use Miracle Grow? Are you going to, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to use granular? Are you going to use liquid? All of those different fertilizers can be used in different ways to get to the outcome that you're trying to get to. Me personally, I don't use any synthetics such as Miracle Grow. I refuse to grow in that. I don't think Miracle Grow is worse. Like, for instance, say you grow all your crops and the only fertilizer you use is Miracle Grow. I do not think that your stuff is worse than the store, because those farmers are able to get their hands on things that we as civilians cannot get our hands on. I think those fertilizers, most of them use synthetics as well, and they also use a lot of like when you see the salmonella and stuff in the vegetables, in the lettuce, and they're using a lot of manures and like sludge type stuff that actually is like animal waste, and it's not good for the environment, but it's not. You're supposed to age manure so that the bad things are not in it, and these people are sometimes not aging it. It's not every farm, but you know, they're not aging it appropriately. So that's why you still get some of these bacteria in these leafy vegetables, and they have these recalls. You see what I'm saying? I have not seen a home gardener be able to do that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I think it is in the minority, versus we see how many recalls be in the store for this stuff, salmonella in the peanuts, whatever was in the lettuce that time. You know, just all this different stuff. We could go down the line of what's been in this food, these different bacteria, and you wonder, how do they get in there? It's from the fertilizer they're using. So you want to get that together, you know. So you see how much thought and preparation goes into this. This is why I say this really ain't for the faint of heart. And if, let's be honest, let's do some self-introspection and say, do I have a problem really sticking with things, or get better for you, for your family, for those around you. Nobody's perfect. Every day I'm trying to get a little bit better at something, because I know I have plenty of improvements to make. And you should be doing the same. And a lot of times I use my garden to do these things. And anybody knows I've talked about a little bit of some of everything when it comes to this garden. Your health, wealth, making a little money, side hustles, just different things. Activism, because gardening can be activism as well. You know, combating these food deserts, that's a form of activism. So, you know, these different things, teaching the children, that's a form of activism. If they won't educate them in the schools, let's educate them in the community and give them a skill that they can use to support themselves, potentially make some money. You see what I'm saying? That's why. And if you're a parent and your children aren't out in the garden with you, I have no clue what you waiting on. They should not be able to just run around wild. They should be able, because when do you start training them how to focus? Hey, come here, do this. I need you to focus on this for 20 minutes. They have to learn how to focus. Like, how do you function in the world? You have zero focus. That's why a lot of these people, TikTok babies. That's why TikTok is so fashionable. Because 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. You know, to me, that's like a squirrel. I don't even understand how people can focus on that mess. You know, I don't even have TikTok on my phone. If they ban it again, I don't even give a damn. Well, I care about the people making money on TikTok, but I ain't making no money on TikTok. But if it's content creators I like it's a couple of content creators I like, they post on TikTok. If they making money, okay, I feel bad for you, but overall, it's too much foolishness, too many lies on TikTok. But that's all social media. But yeah, that being said, you know, use this stuff as weapons. This is ways for you to improve just about every facet of your life. It can be parenting, it can be your focus. Some people use gardening as meditation. Do you have anxiety problems? Do you have problems relaxing? Sometimes go sit in your garden and watch that shit grow. You'll be surprised at how calm you get. Sometimes grow you something to make you some tea. Go out there and sip it and watch it. Look at the bees. Watch the bees. Watch the birds. Watch the squirrels. You know, sometimes just sit and see, you can't ride in my passenger seat hollering out loud like that. You probably don't have called the damn furs and you hollering out loud like you up under the steering wheel. Child, I would never understand. But anyway, so those are some things that you can start doing as far as your preparedness. How you need to be prepared for different things, okay? So that's a wrap for this video. We're gonna come back with another part. I don't even know what part we're on. I think the next part will be 4 or 5. I can't remember. But until next time, see you guys later.